Former President Trump will rally in Warren, Michigan this Saturday. It's the latest in a series of rallies he's held for midterm candidates. And in putting himself in such a central role, he's raising questions about his role, his influence, and his future intentions. Former President Trump proved his influence within the GOP during this year's primary season. More often than not, his candidate won, often in a clear way that bore a relation to his support. He lifted people on occasions from the middle of the field to become winners. But now that those candidates are fighting in the general election, it's a different picture. In Michigan, for example, where Saturday's rally will be, his pick, Tudor Dixon, is lagging the Democratic incumbent, Gretchen Whitmer, in the gubernatorial race by quite a large margin. Similar patterns are playing out to a greater or lesser extent in the other places Trump has rallied recently, Pennsylvania and Ohio. In Pennsylvania, Mehmet Oz is struggling against Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman. And in Ohio, author J.D. Vance is having a tough time seeing off Democrat Tim Ryan. That's particularly surprising because Ohio has trended more Republican in recent years. But it's not just about Trump's candidates. The former president has at times edged right up to the line of declaring a 2024 presidential candidacy himself. Now, this really does make him an absolutely pivotal figure in the midterms campaign. It seems unlikely that he will actually declare a candidacy before Election Day, but the fact that he is so clearly telegraphing that intention complicates everything. It makes President Biden's task easier in trying to tie Republican candidates to the former president, and to some extent to the events of January the 6th. Biden has talked about ultra-MAGA Republicans recently.
Trump and the MAGA Republicans made their choice. We can choose to build a better America, or we can continue down this sliding path of oblivion to where we don't want to go.
And he's also proven more willing than before to really frontally attack his predecessor. This also has the effect of dragging some Republicans off of the agenda that they would prefer to fight on. Republicans have a pretty favourable climate this year. They could talk about inflation, or the economy in general, or Biden's very low approval numbers. But for many of them, getting dragged into what is in effect a referendum on Trump is exactly the opposite of what they would want. Then we have the former president's legal troubles to think about. There's the Mar-a-Lago probe, the DOJ's investigation into the events of January the 6th, a probe in Georgia, and of course, most recently, a massive civil suit in New York. The State Attorney General, Letitia James, has filed a suit against Trump, his children, and the Trump Organization, seeking huge damages. There's just no way that the former president is going to vanish or fade away onto the sidelines. But by making himself center stage, he's complicating the political calculus for his party.